Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Shay Explores Daily. And today we've got another video for you. Behind me you can see the iconic Houses of Parliament. So today I'm actually reshooting a video that I shot about 4 years ago. It was on the London Southbank, but the quality wasn't that great. So I'm going to reshoot it and show you what there is to see in this area. So I'm going to cover an area from about Westminster Bridge, where we are now, all the way to about sort of the Tate Modern, pretty much past Blackfriars. So please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Let's go and enjoy the video. So the building behind me needs no introduction, the Houses of Parliament, and this is where essentially the 650 members of Parliament meet to discuss all the various political issues that affect the nation. So this building behind me is not the original building. The original building sadly burnt down, and this building behind me has been here since 1832. So it's got a lot of history. Now the most famous part of the building is the famous clock, which chimes on the hour. Now, most people know the building behind me as Big Ben, but factually Big Ben is not the name of the building. Big Ben, I believe, is the bell that chimes, if I'm not mistaken. So people come from all over the world to see this iconic building behind me. Behind me as well, as you can see, you've also got Westminster Bridge, which links obviously where the House of Parliament is to the other side of the river where the London Eye is. So the original bridge that was built goes back to 1700s, but this bridge behind me goes back to I think 1832, and it was designed by a man called Thomas Page. So this is the bridge that stands today. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing bridge that there is, but it is the bridge that links obviously both sides. You will see just like cyclists, pedestrians taking pictures, you will see tour buses and so on and so forth. So here, as you can see, they have a wall dedicated to all the victims who sadly died of COVID-19 during the pandemic. And here you can see all the names of various people. So you can see Rita Scott, you can see Peggy Koshork, and you can see all these names here. And as you can see, the wall goes all the way down that way, and then it goes all the way back that way as well. So as you can see here, 241,717 people have died with COVID-19 listed as their cause of death since March 2020. Guys, also as well, all down the River Thames, especially in the Southbank, you have various piers where you can board like boats and stuff. So here in front of me, you've got the Waterloo Pier, and I think from here you can get like boat tours and stuff. And as you can see, it's literally right next door to the London Eye. So you can come out the boat or the Eye, vice versa, and go and do like boat tours and so on and so forth. So guys, I'm standing in an area called Jubilee Gardens, which is literally right in front of the London Eye. So as you come under the bridge by the river, you essentially come into the area where you've got the London Eye, the London Dungeon and the London Aquarium. So the London Eye was opened in 1999 by former Prime Minister Tony Blair, and it is a fantastic view of London. It's got 32 pods which represent the 32 boroughs of London. So guys, as you can imagine, going into London Eye is a very, very popular thing. So queues can get very long. You can either buy your tickets online, or you can buy them pretty much outside, on site. Tickets vary. I went up there once, it cost me about £33 to go up, but you do have fantastic views of London. Also as well, you've got the London Dungeon and the London Aquarium. London Aquarium is self-explanatory, it's sea animals and so on and so forth, whereas the London Dungeon is a bit more of a spooky experience as well. Outside you'll see things such as the Shrek experience and so on and so forth. Journey times in the London Eye, I think to go around all of it is about half an hour, but it is a fantastic view of the whole of London. Obviously don't go on there if you're scared of heights, but I do recommend going if you want to see fantastic panoramic views of the city of London. So guys, here you can see a plaque that was unveiled in November 2012 by the late Queen, which marks the completion of the new Jubilee Gardens in her diamond year. And this whole section has a story about the history of these gardens. So as you can see, literally it was originally marshes before eventually in the 1800s, during the Victorian era, they started putting developments here basically. So there was a brewery, essentially. And then as we go into the 20th century, you can see that the buildings that we see today started to be developed. So this land here originally was actually nothing. There's actually nothing here originally, and as time's gone on, it's actually developed. Here you can see a map of what this area was like without the London Eye. So the London Eye currently stands about here, and as you can see, there was like a festival hall here. So essentially, there was no London Eye here, and it was just literally just a festival hall, and then a few buildings. You can see the train tracks there, and so on and so forth. And then in 1977, the gardens were finally unveiled by the late Queen herself, originally called the Silver Jubilee Gardens, which is now obviously transformed into what we know today as the new Jubilee Gardens in 2012. So here you've got a memorial to the 2,100 volunteers who went to fight alongside the Spanish against fascism between 1936 and 1939, and unfortunately 526 of them were sadly killed. So guys, behind me you've got the IMAX Cinema, which is just here on the Southbank by Waterloo Station. So this cinema is very cool. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the single largest single screen cinema in the whole country, if I'm not mistaken. It's really cool. It's got like movies and stuff in like 4D and so on and so forth, or 4K. Please don't quote me. I have been here before. It is fantastic, and it's located right across the road from Waterloo Station, literally as you come behind the Jubilee Gardens. So guys, a very cool fun fact: to get into the cinema, you have to go down this entrance behind me here. So you'll see a sign saying IMAX. You go down these stairs under the roundabout, and then that takes you inside the actual cinema. So yeah guys, here you see it in a better view. There's the cinema there, and then to get there, you see the sign here on your left, down that underpass under there, and that takes you straight into the cinema. So guys, I'm standing in front of the Southbank Centre, which is literally right on the Thames front here in Waterloo. So basically this area here, this building behind me, is a dance, acting and performing arts centre that has over 2,000 shows per year. Now normally on weekends and stuff there is like other events going on here. So for example, they've got like a food stall, they've got kids and stuff, and they've got like a water fountain, etc. But this place here holds things like graduations, theatre plays, and so on and so forth. So here you can see the actual building is broken down into 3 parts. So you've got the Hayward Gallery, the Queen Elizabeth Hall, and the Royal Festival Hall. So all performances will happen on any of these three rooms here basically. So guys, I'm standing here on Waterloo Bridge, and as you can see behind me, you've got where we came from. So you can see all the stalls there. And then in the background further, you can see the London Eye, and so on and so forth. I think in London, this bridge might offer probably the best view of London sights, because you're halfway between sort of Westminster, Big Ben and so on. And the other direction, you've got sort of like, you're going towards sort of the City of London, Tower Bridge, and so on and so forth. So this bridge offers a great panoramic view of London. Guys, if you continue to walk in that direction, it will take you towards like Covent Garden and sort of the Strand basically, heading towards Trafalgar Square. So that's in that direction, and the other direction will take you back to the IMAX Cinema. So guys, another cool thing about this building is down below they've got like a really cool skate park where you see like all these young skateboarders that come, they skate around, they have fun and so on and so forth. So it's really cool, and it's literally right along the South Bank, and you see them pretty much every single day, especially on a Saturday. So guys, as I mentioned before, here you've got another pier point. This one is called Festival Pier. I think you can get what they call the Uber boat from here. So you can get boats from here to Tower Bridge, to House of Parliament, and so on and so forth. So all along the South Bank, you'll see various points where you can actually get boats that take you up and down the river here in London. Now, in London, the central part, most of the cool sites are located around the River Thames. So points like these are really good to help you know and navigate where you're going. So here you can see a map of where we are. So there's Jubilee Gardens there, and we've essentially walked that way. We've walked past the Festival Hall, Queen Elizabeth Hall, Hayward Gallery. So that is the performance centre, and then we're going to go under here now, past National Theatre, and straight down the South Bank. So here you can see the skateboarding park here. Basically, you can see them all there. And then you can also see all the food stalls and stuff, etc. Here, food stalls where people are eating, and so on and so forth. So guys, I've come to what they call the Southbank Book Festival, and they're selling all kinds of books here and paintings. So you can see here, you've got stuff about Mexico City, Pyramids of Giza, Grand Canyon, and so on and so forth. And they've got like a massive market here, just selling all kinds of books and stuff. So here I can see, for example, the Diagon Alley, sorry. Yeah, all Harry Potter stuff basically. Obviously this section is all Marvel comics, so like Spider-Man, Batgirl, Venom, one of my favorites. You've got Thor here. And yeah, it's really cool. You've got another Spider-Man comic here. And yeah, it goes all the way down the table. Here you've got stuff that's a bit more fictional and real, so Ryland Clark. You've got obviously Prince Harry, Harry and Meghan. You've got Michelle Obama's book, and so on and so forth. Now, as someone who enjoys reading books, I would suggest coming there. It's located literally directly underneath the Waterloo Bridge. Directly underneath it, it's right there. Have a look. They've got all kinds of books. It's really cool. So guys, I'm standing here on the balcony of the National Theatre, one of London's most iconic landmarks. So this theatre goes back to the 20th century, I think either the 1940s or the 1960s. But this theatre's history has a lot to talk about. First of all, it's got 3 sort of main halls where there is like various shows and productions. And also as well, some famous actors and actresses have actually been resident here, such as Sir Ian McKellen, who is famous for being in many things, but for me personally, in The Lord of the Rings. This building is so impressive that it can put on multiple shows at the same time. So in a 2-day span, this building has the capacity to put on 6 shows in 2 days. Also as well, you'll see restaurants and stuff around here, people dining, wining and dining. And also you see like some productions, like some shows outside and so on and so forth. But this building is iconic. So guys, I'm standing here on Blackfriars Bridge. And this bridge is really cool because the bridge is actually next to a station, Blackfriars Station, which is the only station in the whole country which is on water. Very cool fact. You can also see as well the red pillars there basically. The red pillars is essentially where the old Blackfriars Station used to stand, but it was obviously demolished and the current station that we see stands there today. Now, one thing I like about this bridge is that on the north side of the bridge, it actually marks the boundary of what is officially the city of London. So once you get on that side of the river, you are in or out of the city of London basically. So also as well, on this side of the river, you're right next door to the Tate Modern, which I'll get to shortly. But yes, there's Blackfriars Bridge, the road bridge, and there's Blackfriars Station as well. By the way, the solar panels on the station has the record for the most amount of solar panels, I think, on a train station anywhere, either in the country or in the world. So very cool fun fact. So behind me, you've got, in my opinion, one of the most aesthetically pleasing bridges I've ever seen, the Millennium Bridge. So as the name suggests, it was built for the millennium, and it was the first bridge built in London over the Thames in over a century at the time that it was built. So it was originally inaugurated by the late Queen Elizabeth II. But a really cool fun story about it is that when it actually opened, it actually was very wobbly. So it was known as the Wobbly Bridge. So they had to close it and reopen it again and have a second inauguration basically as well. The bridge itself links, on the north side you've got St. Paul's Cathedral, and on this side of the river here, in the Southbank, on Bankside, you have the lovely Tate Modern Art Gallery, which is a fantastic building. So let's talk about the Tate Modern, the building behind me. So this building here is probably one of the most famous art galleries, of course in the UK, but it might be in the world. It has over 34,000 square feet of space, and it's got multiple floors and multiple types of artwork and also exhibitions as well. This building here was actually a power station before. It was known as Bankside Power Station before obviously the power station shut down and it became the Tate Modern Art Gallery. It's really noticeable as well. There's also like cafes in here and shops and stuff where people actually go and like have like food and refreshments and so on and so forth. So it is literally, as I mentioned, right next to the Millennium Bridge. Here you've got an example of a couple of exhibitions. Can the Sky Munter and the Blue Rider coming, well, it's now between April and October, and as you can see, same thing as well. So it gives you an outlook as to what there is. As you can see, there's people going in and out all the time. There's people that are just sitting around and so on and so forth, and you can see how tall the building is. It goes all the way up there basically. That is it guys for today's video. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Where should I go next? Let me know. I've got many more cool videos coming, but in the meantime, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.